Hello, it's Jenny Jen, the plant friend, coming to you with another planty video. And today's video is going to be interesting because I'm going to share some not so nice looking plants with you guys. But anywho, if this is your first time joining me, welcome to my channel. I am Jenny Jen, the plant friend, the pink lady. Yeah, I'm so glad that you clicked on the video and that you found me. If you are a returning subscriber, need I say more? Love you guys to life. Thank you for always coming back. One of you guys mentioned that I didn't seem myself these days. I've been fine, so I'm not sure what the camera is picking up, but all is well. Thank you for your concern, whoever asked that question. I am fine. Yeah, so we're gonna get into the video today. Today's video is about, I don't even know what the title of the video is going to be yet because, just because, like, let's see. Everything's been struggling. My lighting, my video, all kinds of problems. I've been having technical difficulties. I thank you guys for your patience through that whole thing, but things are getting better with that as well, hopefully. So anywho, I mentioned that this video is going to be about plants that are on the struggle bus or plants that I'm just not feeling anymore. Like I have a new obsession in my plants, but I'm holding that for now. I can't share that just yet. But these are some plants that some of them I like, but they don't like me. Others, I don't know. You judge. No particular order. So I'm just going to start with whatever is closest to my hands or whatever. So let's just get started. And you guys are going to be really surprised at the first one because I just want to get this out of the way. And actually, I might have a couple of these on my list, but it is a Hoya. I know, right? The Hoya head? Okay, anyway. So this is my Hoya Wayetii Variegata Tricolor. Actually, this is looking pretty good on, but this side, I don't know what's happening with this guy. I up potted her and she just started drying out, dropping, look at there, leaves. I've checked her for pests. Don't see any pests. But like I just said, I just discovered that this whole side of the plant looked like it's bouncing back. This side is still struggling. I put her in the grow tent trying to, help her bounce back. She is growing in pond. Right now she's dry, but that's not why, because she's not, you see what I mean? Anyway, so I still love this plant. This is not one that I don't like anymore. This one is just hurting my feelings because it's struggling so. And I'm trying to give it everything that it needs. At least I thought I was. But what I think I'm going to do is maybe cut back everything that's not good. Just get rid of that. And whatever I end up with. I do have a couple propagations of this plant. I've had this plant since 2021. Oh, I'm sorry, 2020. I up potted it in LECA in January of 2021, but I've had it since November of 2020. It doesn't say where I got it from. Usually I'll write that too, but yeah, so I still love the Wayetii. I just don't, she's not been loving me. And I just feel like I have enough going on and plants to take care of. I need you to want to be here. So, we're gonna work on her. But beautiful plant when it's healthy. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, if you guys have Hoyas and you've had experienced this with an up pot, or whatever, if you've experienced like one whole side of the plant drying out, the plant looking dead, just let me know, and then let me know what you did. Don't just comment that yes you've had it and don't tell me what you did to fix it if you were able to. I really don't want to get rid of this. Now this one is not an expensive Hoya. It's a common one kinda, and so it's not hard to find. I could just buy another one, but I don't want to just do that. I want to salvage this one. So anyway, the first plant that's on the struggle bus that that I'm going to propagate all the way back to whatever's healthy is the Wayadii, Hoya Wayadii variegata. So we'll put her back. Okay, and so the next one, I keep trying to save this plant, I really do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put her in the frame. This is the Scindapsus Tribbii Black, I think this one is, or Tribbii, I'm not real sure the name of it, but it had all but died off. I took some propagations, was doing beautifully. Look at that leaf, so gorgeous. But I keep getting these dry spots, and she's growing in LECA, and so I'm not sure what's going on with her, but like this whole runner, well, I was about to say this whole runner looks good, and then I saw this leaf with all the yellowing and yeah. And you know what, it's so funny because oh well, okay, it could be because she's root bound. I know you guys are gonna be like, come on, Jenny. No, really, I watered her last week, but she is a little root bound. So we're gonna up pot her and see if she gets better as well. So I'm not batting 1,000 right now with these, because everyone that I thought was on the struggle bus is my fault. That's not good. Okay, so the Tribbii we're gonna try to salvage. Again, I can pick one of these up at Lowe's or Home Depot, but I want to save this one. I thought I saw something moving. I was gonna say, well, wait a minute, that could be it, but there's nothing. That was nothing. Anywho, so the next one, I have two of them. I'll just put them both in the frame. We'll talk about the both of them. Anthurium crystallinum. I remember, matter of fact, in my intro video, you see me holding that large crystallinum. That's this one. I mean, not, of course, like, that's what's left of this one. And all of the leaves that are trying to come in get stuck. And I don't know what that's about. Like, that one's stuck. I unstuck this one. And this is the most recent leaf, and it looks pretty good. We'll talk about this one in a minute. But all the crispy, I put them in the grow tent. They didn't seem to do any better in the grow tent, so I took them out of the grow tent, and they've just been growing in ambient humidity. This one's growing in LECA, and you know what? Okay, it could be that this one needs to be up potted as well. I think there's a trend going here. You know, I might have to change this video like altogether because yeah. Okay, anyway, so that's the deal with her. I am going to up pot this guy as well and see what happens. Wow, didn't know that. Okay, so this one is one that I bought last fall. And I mean, it just, the leaves are yellowing and curling up, and she had 3 leaves on her. She's growing in this naked root planter, which is supposed to be good for it. It's supposed to be okay that it's in the water reservoir. But got down to 1 leaf, and then she pushed out, I think this is her most recent leaf, but you see how yellowing it is, and look at I mean, you can just see it's not in the best condition. And you know, I have a few Anthurium that I'm hanging in there with, but for the most part, Anthuriums just are not my jam. I don't even want to go back to them being my jam, even if they were at one point, because I just feel like it takes a lot with Anthuriums. And because I'm going into something else coming up, and I'll share with you guys in my next video, I just feel like I only need to have one thing that really requires a whole lot of stuff from me, I guess. Let's see. But so this is the second. I was going to give it another shot. Anthurium crystallinum. I saw it on sale at that market, purchased it, and not doing well. Not doing well. So now this one's not on me because it's just not doing well. So let's see. I'm running out of space. Okay, so that's like 4, well 3, because I count those 2 as 1. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the one behind me so I can put her back, and then I can use this cart to put other plants on. So I love, of course I would love the pink philodendron pink princess. It goes without saying. Pink princess, really? And every time I'm ready to count this guy out, every time, just making sure nothing's moving, had some ants on one of my plants, and I was like, what is that about? Never had that happen. Was it this one? But anyway, so this is my philodendron pink princess, had all but reverted. As you can see, the majority of the plant is reverted. I was ready to just kind of be done with her as well. And then, guys, could you be done with the plant that gave you a leaf looking like this? Wait, I just want to make sure you can see the whole of this. I'm going to put it down. This leaf. This is the most recent leaf that came out. Is that not gorgeous? Are you kidding me? And so when she gave me that, just when I was about to give up on her, she's like, oh no, I have something for you. She did give me this leaf with a little bit of pink there. And then this one, several leaves back with the pink here. That's kind of faded a little bit. But for the most part, she's otherwise reverted. Long time ago, leaf pink there. But I had several of these around. I can remember when this plant was so hot in the plant community. Everybody wanted it. It was so expensive. And now you can just pick it up at Walmart or Lowe's or Home Depot. But I'm going to hang in there with her. I did up-pot her recently. I think I did in a video. She's in LECA and has a water reservoir. So she's doing fine. But she's just reverted. So her deal is that she's reverted. Not that she's struggling so much, but that she's reverted. And she's not looking like a pink princess other than that one leaf, right? So I'm going to just hang in there with her as well. And, you know, like just let her continue to do her thing. She's about to push out a new leaf. I don't see any variegation on it, but it's not out yet. So when that happens, we'll know. But the philodendron pink princess is on the struggle bus, but not on the struggle bus. So we'll put her here for now. I think she'll be okay there. Okay, so the next one that next plant that I am just, okay, let me just get her. So this next plant I talked about in my last video, and that's the philodendron gloriosum. This guy. And just when I get ready to say, okay, I'm done, she starts to push out a new leaf. So I showed one in my last video on the sun porch, and she, making sure no spider mites, because I've had spider mites on this guy before. But just the yellowing leaves, and she's a trailer. So, no, climber, sorry. No, this was the trailer. The one outside is the climber. So I put her in this oblong pot, thinking that, you know, giving her some room to stretch out and everything, but just not in my favorite, not even on my everyday favorite kind of list. I'm just making sure this leaf isn't gonna get stuck. Good, there's a bend in it, but I can't help it, so I'll leave it. But anyway, the gloriosum is a plant that I used to love, that I don't even want to love anymore. Like, I just really, this plant, and I keep cutting them way back, and then they come back, but they end up looking like this. And you make me look bad when you look like this, because I'm doing, at least I think I'm doing everything I can to keep you healthy and give you what you need. So, struggle bus plant. Definitely, matter of fact, she's on the first seat on the struggle bus. But I used to love this plant, and it used to be so beautiful, big. Oh my goodness, I had her in a long pot, and she just trailed along. Well, this is where we are now. And the one that's on the sun porch, which doesn't look much better than this one. So I probably never say never, but more than likely I will not purchase this plant again, because it just doesn't like me. And I've done this plant thing long enough now that I feel like I want to have plants that, not that won't have problems, but that bounce back if I'm doing what I'm doing or what I think needs to be done. So, and don't come for me because of the comments. This is about my collection and the plants that I have. And like in my collection, if you have a Gloriosum and it's doing wonderful for you, awesome. I can't say that. Look at mine. Are you kidding me? Anyway, the Gloriosum. Now the next plant, let me just get her. I have about 10 plants that I wanted to show you guys today, and so I had to kind of spread them out on my desk. But this plant, I am just like, well, no, this is not the one that I'm most devastated about. But anyway, look at her. Now, I did show her in a recent video, but it was very dark because it was in the living room. And guys, I mentioned that in the description that the video was dark. So this plant, I love this plant. She was so big and beautiful. And I talked about it in the previous video of the yellowing. And what is that? Like, what is happening with this plant? So this is an Alocasia dragon scale, I believe. I believe this is a dragon scale. I really love this plant. I really do. I even put moss. It's moist. I put moss in. Oh, she's pushing out a new leaf. She is pushing out a new leaf. But I don't know. I don't know what the yellowing is. I don't know how to fix that. So if you know what I need to do about this, or if you've had this situation with yours, is it inconsistent watering? She's growing in leca, and so I have a indicator stick here to let me know. And she has water, so that's not it. She lives in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet, so she's getting plenty of humidity and light. So I'm not real sure what this is. Is it fungal? And if so, can I treat it? Like, come on guys, look at this. Would that not be a beautiful plant if not for the yellowing? Now, the most recent leaf is this guy, and it had none, and it was looking really good, and I was feeling really good about it. And then look at the end. So, not sure. I have thought about just cutting it all the way back and starting over with this plant. And again, this is another common plant, so I could just pick another one up at the Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart or whatever, wherever, even Kroger. I've seen these in Kroger. And so, but I don't want to do that. I really want to salvage this one. So she is definitely on the struggle bus. I love her leaves. I love the way she spans out. I gave her a moss pole and everything. Looked like once I gave her the moss pole, actually the leaves stopped getting as big. The few that came out after the moss pole, they're smaller actually. So anyway, but I can see roots in the moss. It definitely took to the moss. So if you know, you know. Now, this next plant, many of you know that whenever it's something that my husband gave me, I kind of just treasure those things because that can't happen again. And so this next plant, I am just like, I almost like just put it in the garbage last week. I did. I promise you, I almost did that. You can probably see her anyway, so I'll just go ahead and bring her into the frame. This is my reverted philodendron burrow mark variegata. Now look at that leaf. This leaf makes you want to hold on to this plant. But all of the rest of this, the way it grows, look at how it grows. The stem. I've chopped and propped it so much. Look at that leaf. I did sell a part of it last year, and then I regretted it. I was like, you should have held on to that because the mama plant is not looking the best. And so, but I think I'm going to go through her and just chop everything down. And you can't like pick and choose. Like this one has 2 variegated leaves. This one over here has 1. And so you could make kind of a 3-leaf plant if you would. There's a little, that's cute under there. But this plant was huge. I had so many. I'll try and put insert a picture if I can find when I first got it. It was like 2 or 3 leaves, and they were so variegated and so beautiful. And it has not looked like that since. Like every other leaf is like completely reverted. No, every leaf is reverted, and then every other leaf, like every now and then you'll get one that's shows the variegation. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to tell the regular burl marks from this one. This leaf is actually out of here. I could just like literally cut it off. I was just hanging it onto it to show it in the struggle bus video. So the struggle bus video is about the plants struggling and me. Like, it's not just their fault. Like, I struggle too, so I'm just gonna own that. But yeah, I want to do something with this, and I really want to just like hang on to a part of it. So I think that's what we'll do with this one, and you know, I may do it offline or whatever. I don't want to make the video too long, so I could just cut this whole thing off here and try and start the plant over. Yeah, she's a little root bound too, but she has water, and that could be it, that she doesn't like her roots in the water reservoir. She's growing in leca. And by the way, the I didn't tell you, but the dragon scale is growing in leca as well, and I think I told you everything else. Okay, so the next plant that I wanted to share with you guys that I don't know, I chopped her way back. I sold some of her last year. Like, I had so many propagations from this plant, but I'm going to show you why she's not on a favorite list. She's just hanging out with me because I'm kind of over it. But anyway, the Philodendron Amedrian Silver is the one I was and every other leaf, the same situation. She puts out these runners. Wait, let me get it where I hold it. Like this, with nothing on it. You see all of this? So this is what she does. And so she did give me this leaf, no fenestrations, but I'll go through from time to time and cut the leaves and just make a fuller plant. But then it still does this. And I don't know why this happens. But I am, you know, she is on the struggle bus. I feel like she's, you know, she may not be right up front, but she is. Now I am going to just cut her back because I just want to lose these runners. So I'm just going to take these leaves and propagate them in water and everything. So okay, so she's already looking better. This, I don't know, this little wonky leaf here, but we'll stick it in there. So anyway, she looked better already. Minus the runners. I could even cut this one off. So I'm gonna just take these and make a plant. I had no intentions on doing that, by the way. I really was just going to talk to you about the plants that are struggling in my care. But why not do it while I have it right in front of me? So I'll get this in a vase. That's a beautiful plant. Look at that. Philodendron Amedrian Silver. That leaf's not doing too well. I just don't like the way this plant grows. Like, I just can't. This leaf, I think I'm just going to let go because it looks like it's going anyway. So we're just going to let it go. And then, yeah, so now that's what's left of her. I do have another cutting that I'm growing in water, that I'm propagating in water. They propagate very easily, so that's not a problem. I'll probably do the same thing with these guys and either add it back to the plant, which would look like that, but probably won't. I'll probably sell it at a market or, you know, the propagations or whatever. So, yeah. It looks like this is beat up on philodendrons, but it's not meant to be. I think I've had about 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I only had 5 philodendrons, but it seemed to be a pattern. So this is my philodendron painted lady. And in my last video, I talked about this guy as well. Just, I don't know. the way that they grow. So because of that, I am going to be chopping this guy all the way back, and I'll leave the mother plant intact in the leca and see what happens. But I have them all over, like now. Well, not so much now. I did sell 2 this past weekend, but I have one I'm looking at here in the plant room. I have one on the front sun porch. Then I have one in the mud room, and I have this one. So I am going to cut this all the way back and try and make another plant for. I'm always propagating for the markets anyway, so most of these plants are not just going in the garbage. If I cut them back like I did this one, then I'll just use them for the market. But this is the Philodendron Painted Lady, and struggle bus. Look at all of the yellowing leaves. I mean, now this is a whole new shoot. So I'll be able to make a plant by just separating this bottom one, and it has 4 leaves on it. So that would be good. And then even the top cut. So I'll do that maybe at the end of this video. We'll see. I want to get to, I think this is the last plant that I feel like is on the struggle bus. And so maybe we'll do some plant care while we're since the video isn't as long. I didn't want to make the video too long, but many of you may have seen my Anthurium Lux. It was so big and beautiful, pushed out all of these awesome leaves, and but look at her. I up potted her, and she has not been the same. This leaf is out. It's just done. And then this one is going next, and all of the leaves actually feel very droopy, and like this one almost feel broken, but it's not. It's just, that's just the way it's hanging. So again, I am not an Anthurium girl, and hence the reason. And I just don't want to try again with these right now, because I want to do something that's a little bit new and light, or something that's going to perk my spirit up and not just keep pulling me down, because I feel so bad when the plant looks like this. This is ridiculous. I did a video, a reel on Instagram, and this plant was flourishing at that time, and now this is where we are. And so I guess I could cut it all the way back and just take the stump and put it in something and see if that, if it brings back, new, bigger, and I will definitely do that. I won't just trash her. I'll cut her all the way back, and I'll put the stump in the grow tent and see if I can get it to push out some new growth or whatever. I don't know. The Anthurium Lux, guys, I'm so hurt. I am so disappointed about this one, and I saved it to the end because it just makes me so sad to look at her. So I'm going to put her back here. Okay, so since we'll go back to the Painted Lady. And so I am going to just continue to work by cutting this guy all the way back. And I'm going to also cut the burrow mark. I don't know about the dragon scale. I don't think I'll cut the dragon scale today. Okay, so what I said was, well, let me take it off. Like this one is a plant in and of itself. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So that's one. And then, like all of these leaves just don't look good. They look yellow. This is the one that I want it. I'm going to leave the rest of this. Oh, because there's a new growth point on this one, so it's about to do the same thing that it did on this side. This may be rooted already. I might not have to do what I thought I was going to do. So what I'm going to try to do is pull this one out and keep the roots that are there if I can. So we will look and see what we can do with these. Not a bad looking plant now that I have it all separated from what did look bad. I'm not feeling this one necessarily. Not the whole thing. Maybe the bottom half. Yeah, maybe I just take the bottom half of it. But this is a definite plant. Okay, Philodendron Painted Lady. So let's just go ahead and do it. This one, what I see is but we'll put it in water and see. We got rid of the yellow leaves, so now we cut her all the way back. The other plant that I really need to tackle today that I have been dreading. So you won't be able to see everything that I do with this next plant. It is my Hoya Abavada back here, and I took her. She's on this plank. Let me see if I can lift her up. So here she is, and I don't know what's going on with this guy, but I'm trying to salvage it. So wherever there are good leaves, like she started trying to push out peduncles and everything, but at the bottom, this is what's happening. Oops, well, I can't show you the bottom. Okay, so since I'm going to be cutting her anyway, I'm just going to take her off the plank. So I don't know, but like at the bottom, she started losing all of these leaves. Like 3 there, and then these are not looking the best. And so all of the yellowing going on, and I grew this from a very small plant, so I was so proud of her, and I just want to be able to salvage some of this plant. I did take a 3-leaf cutting recently from the top, and I think I did it in a video, but anyway, so I'm going to just I'm just going to start cutting, and I'm planning to root these. I will keep you guys posted on what ends up becoming of this plant. Like if it looks like it can be saved, we're going for it. If it's just too far gone. I just had a thought. After I've started chopping the plant up, I thought maybe I should check to see if it's root bound. It's, you know, I follow Kevin with I think it's Hucanella planta or something like that, and his plants are always in the water reservoir, but they don't look like this. So let's see. We'll take these. Okay. Well, I can use this thing to. There we go. So it went up, and I'm trying to see where it split off. Oh, there's like 2 different. It split that way at the bottom there. I just don't know. I just don't know. I really don't. But it split here, so we'll cut it here. And just, I'm going to try to do some plants. I'm not just going to do the single leaf or the double leaves or whatever. Like this has a lot of area roots on the stem, so I think I want to keep. So with the rest of the plant, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to just leave her like this. I'll get her a smaller plank. I'm going to lose this yellow leaf. And yeah, and then what I'm going to do is just up pot her from here and see if that changes anything. And then these I'll make other plants with those and either put them on the shop, or I will put them on the shop, or I will sell them at markets or whatever. Yeah, so I'm gonna end up with several plants from that shop. Okay, so this is what we have for the Abavada and the one that I'm already growing. This one I need to put more water in. And I need to put my handy dandy prop drop. This is what we have for the Emedrian Emedrian Silver. And that's it. The other, I haven't staked it up, but the rest of the Abavada I will stake up and see what we can salvage, how we can salvage this plant as much as possible. I am going to put these in the grow tent. It seems to root faster in the grow tent, so. So the other thing I decided to do is pot up my Melanochrysum propagations. I did back in November. They wet sticks actually, and I don't like to do wet sticks, but turned out very nicely. I have several that I am going to just trying to make some maybe like 2-inch pots or something, but I was so proud. Of course, it all happened in the grow tent, but yeah, look at this guy. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to get rid of all of this, because remember I cut my Melanochrysum all the way back, and so that means I don't have one now. So more than likely I'll keep some of this. And I'm putting it in the chunky mix, so I'm not worried about getting all of the moss off, but try to get most of it off. And then I also have, so it looks like 1 or 2 that did not take, but not bad, really. Again, this one I'm going to put in Leca, no, Pond, maybe. Actually, I guess I changed my mind and I'm putting it in this chunky mix here. Okay, and so this is another one, but I did these in perlite. We'll put these all together, and it looks like one that didn't take with this one. So, when you do wet sticks, that's the chance you take. Like, you might get maybe 1 or 2 will work and others won't. I can't tell you why some work and some don't. So we're going to do it just like that and just backfill it. I make such a mess, so I just do it off to the side. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but you see when I come back it's full, so because it just makes such a mess. But anyway, so yeah, so we ended up with 3 of those. 2 are definitely for sale, and then 1 is probably going to be me starting my mother plant. So we'll figure it out. Wet sticks. Okay, so I'm going to use this pot to up pot this guy so that we can see if we get her roots out of the water reservoir. Every time I do that, I realize this pot is not deep. It's not very deep. Well, we shall see. So this is what she looks like, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, well that concludes this video for today. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, check me out on Etsy, check me out on Instagram. You know the deal, just check me out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye-bye.